Live from the Buffalo Wild Wings studio, here's Sports Nightly.
Thank you for joining us for Sports Nightly alongside probably the most Star Wars name I've ever heard, Yaw Bonsu. I'm Sherwin Shelton. Thanks for joining us.
Nothing close to Star Wars whatsoever. I don't even know what to say to that. Let's just get to the hockey, all right? The Central Division Finals of the Kelly Cup playoffs moving to Indiana this week. Toledo goes on the road to face Fort Wayne for the next 3 games beginning tomorrow night at 7:30. With the Comets' 6-1 win last night in the bank tank, they now have home ice advantage in the best-of-7 series. Despite playing with what Brandon Hawkins called a lack of composure, there's no panic in the fish locker room as Toledo saw yesterday's L as a wake-up call.
Maybe guys thought it was going to be easy, and maybe that's on us as a leadership core to make the younger guys understand that nothing's easy in playoffs. But that's on us, and then we got to go after it Monday and carry the load of the work and just bring the young guys along with us and let them learn from it.
All right, Sherwin, pickleball for a great cause. Anthony Wayne holding a benefit pickleball tournament today. The event partnering with The Cocoon, a local shelter for survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. The tournament is led by students in Anthony Wayne's community engagement class, with all fees, donations, proceeds going towards The Cocoon. Beyond taking home a trophy and some pickles for placing first and second, students in the class spoke about what they want people to take away from today.
That you're not alone, and this is a really hard thing to deal with, for someone to deal with. And there's always people you can reach out to, and for us to just have fun today too, while we're raising money for all this.
We're hoping people take away like the bonding together and like all enjoying it, having a fun time while they're raising money for a good cause.
I think it's important just because most people aren't aware of like what goes on in our community, and there are over 7,000 cases each year in just our surrounding counties.
We just feel like, I mean, obviously we raise money for cancer all the time, like we raise money for all these big problems, and we felt like domestic violence wasn't really like as popular of a problem that people like raise money for. So we just wanted to like get people out here, learn about it, and have fun.
Tigers, Angels, Jack Kahanowitz getting the start for LA. Top of the third, Tigers already up 3-0. Colt Keith cracks for the right center field. That is gone. Keith, his 3rd homer of the year, puts the Tigers up 5-0. First pitch change happens in the top of the 6th. Michael Darrell Hicks takes the mound. 4 batters later with the runner in scoring position, it's Kerry Carpenter. By Felicia, a 413-foot strike to center field gives the Tigers an 8-0 lead. Carpenter, a career-high 5 RBIs today. Top of the 7th, 2 runners on. Trey Sweetie, welcome to the party. That home run gives Detroit an 11-0 lead. Tigers pound the Angels 13-1. Detroit has hit 20 homers in the past week. That not only leads MLB, but is the team's highest home run tally in any 7-day stretch since September of 2004. Thank you, guys. Coming up inside the NLL with the new head coach of Northview football, Barry Bach. Stay tuned. Inside the NLL, I have the pleasure of speaking with the new football head coach of Northview, Barry Bach. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me today.
So let's start here. Your kids go to Sylvania schools. You were the defensive coordinator at Northview in 2022. How much did familiarity with the school and the area play a role in you taking on the coaching gig?
It played a lot. Obviously, living in the community and coaching there for a year, it did play a big role in me, gaining interest in this job, and then wasn't expecting it to open up so late when it did, but it was just something that, hey, if it did happen, it would, was meant to be, and we're here now and we're excited.
And you are no stranger to rebuilds, leading Evergreen to its first winning season since 2010. What can you take from your time at Evergreen and bring to your time at Northview now?
As a coaching staff, we're going to use a similar blueprint. It's all built on being able to understand how to win, how to compete, and being able to, our culture and mindset at the end of the day is going to be that. Once we get through that over the summer and get to fall camp, the wins will take care of itself. When we get to understanding of how to win and how to compete first, that's when we're going to have a lot of success.
And look, you are taking over a Northview team that went 0-10 last season. What entices you so much about rebuilding a second program now?
I never envisioned myself, in this situation. But at the same time, I think stepping in, having head coaching experience and having to understand how to do it, and taking a collection of everywhere I've been, throughout the years is going to be a key thing, and making sure it's done right and done the way we want it to be done, and make sure it fits the Sylvania Wildcats and Northview and what we want to do, and go from there.
And coaching under your predecessor, Greg Silm, back in 2022, what did you learn from him that you can take now that you're a head coach?
One thing I learned from Coach Silm was, being able to relate to the players a little bit more. more. I've been with a lot of older and younger coaches, and one thing with him was being able to just relate to the players, ask questions, give the reasons why. I consider him one of my best friends still to this day. It's crazy that I'm the one that has to replace him, but at the same time, I took a little bit of pieces from everywhere I've been, from every head coach and mentor coaches for me, and that was something that with Coach Selm was being able to relate to players and give them the reasons why we're doing things, why we're installing things, so they have a clear picture at the end of the day.
What was that conversation like with Coach Selm after you took the coaching job?
It was more of just we're happy for each other. I just knew it was the right decision for his family, at the same time right for my family. We were just happy at the end of the day that this was the direction that we were heading to. With Coach Sim, like I said, I consider him one of my good friends, and we're able to still today, talk and text on the phone all the time, ask questions. I'm still, texting him throughout the week, just say, hey, what was this process? What things do I need to look out for? And just bouncing off some ideas and feedback from him, just from his insight. He's been there for a while, and but no, yeah, it's been a great transition so far.
We can watch Evergreen games to figure out the X's and O's of what we're getting from you, but what is Northview getting from a culture building standpoint with you as the head coach?
With us, you're going to see a lot of physical team. We're going to hold each other accountable. On the playing field, we focus on speed. We're a sprint-based football team, so we're going to be a lot of speed work, a lot of sprints, and that's something you're going to see a big difference. There's going to be a lot of accountability, a lot of team, a lot of effort, and you're going to see the speed factor on Friday nights being a lot different.
And finally, you spoke about a blueprint earlier. Does the blueprint have to change now that you're out of new school, or is it business as usual, you think?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think you do have to change just because, the size of the school, the community, and kind of adapting where we're at. But, some of the blueprint of, so-called rebuild will carry over with it. But at the same time, it's a good combination of both. We have a plan as a coaching staff, and I'm very confident in our coaches that we have right now, and we're going to make sure that we're putting that effort in on Friday nights come this fall.
New head coach of Northview football, Barry Bach. If that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will. Thank you so much for taking the time, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Round of the NBA playoffs, Cavs and Pacers, 2-point game with a little under 6 minutes to go. Andrew Nembhard, the off-balance three connects. Nembhard, 23 points today, his most in a game since December 26th. Pacers up by 5. On the other end, Mitchell, crafty layup. He had 33 points, but was 1 for 11 from behind the arc. Cavs cut the lead to 3. Indy, the response on the other end by guess who? Andrew Nembhard. Indy shot 53% from behind the arc. 6 players score in double figures en route to a 121-112 win in Game 1. Game 2, Tuesday at 7.